In just 7 days, the famous concert hall in the Mandalay Bay Hotel will become a huge competition arena for the world's professional swimmers. The construction, a modern miracle of engineering. The materials, all custom-made components, from the 2-ton acrylic wall to the 600-meter-long pump water system. 7 days, 84 tons of steel, over 1 million liters of water, an impressive race against time, a mind-blowing event, and a giant pop-up construction. No one has ever completed a project like this in so short a time.
Time is the biggest challenge.
Giulio's team is constructing 2 pools in the hall. The competition pool is 25 meters long and 20 meters wide. Next to it, a smaller warm-up pool. In order that the swimmers can dive into the pool at all, the team first have to raise the entire floor of the hall by 2 meters. Because the pool will only pop up for the duration of the competition, the team cannot anchor it to the floor. To create enough stability for the massive construction, Giulio's team developed a freestanding frame, specifically for the event. 1,730 elements and a total of 12,700 bolts form the base structure of the pool. The 4 sides are connected by 90 longitudinal and transverse elements. They act as bracing and strongly keep the structure together. This special construction is designed to ensure that the pool can withstand the pressure of more than 1 million liters of water, and that without being bolted to the floor. Over 3 hours have already elapsed. According to the plan, all of the material should now be in the hall. But it's taking longer than expected to bring everything in. In order to avoid losing even more time, project manager Giulio has his team begin simultaneous parallel construction. Stage builder Mark Dodd is responsible for perfectly positioning the pool in the hall.
We make sure our camera angles are really good in here, so we're just setting the pool datum corners so we can build from there. If we do it wrong, then it adds a lot of extra work to us. So if you do it right in the first time, it works well.
If the pool is not placed at the correct spot in the 2,000 square meter hall, it will negatively impact all the other components. Later, specialists will lay more than 600 meters of pipes, piece together 84 tons of steel, and tighten around 50,000 bolts.
The center has to be at the corner.
After months of planning, the Italian company will now discover whether they've thought of everything. Preparations for laying the base frame in the hall are in full swing. According to the plan, it should be installed by noon today. The Italian pop-up specialists have spent 5 months planning the installation. Now, the theory is put to the test. And there are problems in practice. There's a hollow space beneath the floor directly under one side of the pool, a ½ meter of nothing. If the pool remains at the planned spot, the floor of the hall is in danger of collapsing.
The problem is that one side of the pool is right above an ice pit, because in the arena there's also an ice ring. So there's all the mechanical and electric that are needed to create the ice are in a pit, and our pool is right above it. So we have to move it 3.5 meters away from that pit because we're not sure that it's going to take the load of the water. We're just shifting it 3 meters, 3.5. So we're going to shorten this part. So the warm-up will stay there.
Right.
Okay. So I had put enough space in between this orchestra discussion at one point about orchestra back behind, so I had adapted for all that.
Okay. So and you're okay with
a huge setback for Giulio and his team. They have to shift the entire pool by 3.5 meters. With a schedule this tight, a potential disaster.
With the issues that we had moving the materials in, I'd say we're probably a couple of hours behind right now.
Still day one. And already Giulio and his team are 3 hours behind schedule. Despite this, there's no room for error, because at the latest, they would pay the price once the pool is filled with water. Bit by bit, inch by nervous inch, the team shifts the base frame to the new location. Will the 12,700 bolts hold the construction together? Giulio's team needs to tackle the next challenge in the afternoon: installation of the side walls. Three of the pool sides consist of 130 steel panels that the team bolts to the base frame. Each of them is 2 meters high. They're supported by buttresses and struts. The transparent acrylic wall on the fourth side cannot be bolted to the base frame. It's a special construction that includes 25 custom welded buttresses and 4 columns that keep it in place. The view underwater, a highlight for the spectators and a particular challenge for Giulio Orsatti. He and his team have never built such a tricky construction before. The parts, all made to measure.
This is the first time that we installed a structure like this for a temporary event. So it's the first time that we install the support for the acrylic, because this is where we will place the acrylic. And so we had to manufacture a special structure.
These special columns are designed to support the wall, which weighs a total of 2 tons. To do this, they have to be securely bolted to the base frame. But for some reason, it doesn't fit.
So the problem is that we have no alignment here, so we cannot put the screws. And here, this part is too much.
Quickly manufacturing new parts is not an option. 10,000 kilometers from the factory, and they don't have the right machines. And for this pop-up construction, time is the last thing that Giulio has to spare. At the other end of the hall, the rest of the team is busy assembling the normal side walls. According to the plan, at least 2 of them have to be in place by this evening.
Guys. Guys, let's do everything step by step. Calm. Let's have a break. I would ask you to prepare everything for the night shift. That will take about 15 minutes. After that, let's have dinner, and then let's go to sleep.
Having been on the go for 15 hours, Giulio postpones the issue with the wall until the following day. A mistake now would mean no going back. While the first of the Vegas tourists head out to party, work behind the doors of the Mandalay Bay Hotel continues. In order to build the 500 square meter competition pool in the short time available, the team works in 2 shifts. Daniela Maragon supervises the night shift.
So today we finish the panel, gutter, structure, and everything. And tomorrow morning the guys start to complete the floor, waterproof, the gutter, and everything.
The day shift has already assembled 2 sides of the pool as planned, leaving one for Daniela's team. This means lifting, positioning, and bolting together 45 panels, each weighing 30 kilograms.
What is difficult is, for us, is follow every single code in exactly position, because if we made a mistake from the bottom, we have a really big problem on the top when we finish. with the gutter and everything.
Every bolt, however small, is crucial to the success of the project. If just one isn't tightened properly, over 1 million liters of water will later leak through the walls and flood the arena.
I feel better, really better. Yeah, because this one is the hard job, because physically the panel is heavy. So all single pieces is very heavy. Now it's just to fill in the single hole with the screw, and after we're starting with the top.
Done. 3 of the side walls are in place. Daniele and his team will only discover if they've done their job properly once the pool is filled with water. The water pressure in the pool is 0.2 bar. That means each wall must withstand 100 tons of weight. Day 2 for the giant pop-up construction in Las Vegas. Just 6 days to go until the big swimming competition in the event arena of the Mandalay Bay Hotel. Despite the time pressure, project manager Giulio must work precisely. Regularly checking the dimensions is essential, because as an official competition pool for a short distance championship, it must be exactly 25 meters long. But the frame isn't even finished yet. A wall is still missing.
Important for us is to be able to solve the interference issues that we have here with the steel. So we're going to modify a couple of pieces, and we're going to put all this side in a perfect level and alignment, because tomorrow we have to fit in the acrylic walls.
The team should be installing the acrylic wall by now, but the frame still doesn't fit together. The upshot, 3 hours is now a whole day behind schedule.
Let's cut this part diagonally.
Okay.
In order to make the holes in the frame line up, workman Luciano cuts a piece of the back wall off with an angle grinder. After a night's sleep, the solution seems simple. 5 months of preparation and precise calculation. Now Giulio's team simply cuts a piece off. And it fits. Stage 2 of the special construction, putting in the steel columns. They will support the costly acrylic wall. And here too, it doesn't fit.
I'm a little bit worried now because I thought that we would have been done by this time. So we're probably a little bit behind, but what is important is that we find the proper way.
The pop-up specialists are running out of time. Although the support has been precisely virtually modeled, it's never been assembled in practice. If they can't come up with a solution by this evening, the entire project is under threat.
We need to twist a little bit because we don't have enough space to put inside of the column.
Now the column is too wide for the support. Giulio sends his colleague Julian off to find the right tool.
We have to cut part of this structure because we need to be able to feed it in there. So I think we need like a big grinder, sand disc. Yeah, the big disc.
6 or 9 inches.
Yes, 9 inches.
As big as possible.
Yeah.
Julian has no idea where to find such a thing. He simply heads out. He wasn't prepared for a situation like this. Julian is in luck. He's found an extra large angle grinder. The column is too big and doesn't fit in the intended mounting, so a piece has to be cut off. Just a few minutes before the end of Giulio's shift. Success. The support for the acrylic wall is in place. Giulio's talent for improvisation has paid off, but they'll only find out tomorrow whether the transparent wall actually fits in the support.
We finally managed to get it in. It's been quite a lot of work. We had to do more than we thought, but we feel much better now. We're much happier, and now we know how to modify both of them, and we can keep going and finish the side by tonight, which was the most important thing for us. But we get it done, and then maybe I'll offer a couple of beers to the guys for the hard work, and we start again tomorrow.
Problem solved, and the day's central objective achieved. Our pop-up building site is gradually becoming more and more like an international swimming arena, thankfully. Because the best swimmers in the world are already on their way to Las Vegas to win a medal for their team at the grand final of the ISL.